Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Minecraft. Today's episode, we are down here in the farming area. And by the way, I do have block sounds off, so you won't hear these pistons. You won't hear the bunch of pistons that we're about to press now when we hit that button there. But what we are doing here, and I'm sure you might have seen it in the title or in the thumbnail, is we are going to be building ourselves an automatic wheat farm. And the reason for that is, you can see I've actually bred a few of these up. We might not, yeah, I've done that one there. The reason we are doing this is because I have been harvesting wheat, harvesting wheat for quite some time now, and it's quite a time-consuming thing. It's quite annoying having to always go back when you need food to get wheat, and then forgetting that you have not fed the cows, and it's just crazy. It's crazy. So what I think we should be doing is instead having a look at getting wheat automatically, and then eventually I want to also have a look at redoing this entire cow farm. It's really, really stupid and inefficient, and it was a bit of fun. I enjoyed doing redstone things that I don't normally do. You know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff in there that's just done for the sake of doing it, but it's nothing too complicated. So what I want to do is I want to kind of revamp this farm at some stage. Not today, but definitely at some stage, and I'll let you guys know what I do there. But yeah, those cows are all fed there, and you can see this is one of those times where I've forgotten to feed the cows, and I don't have enough food. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is, I think actually, by the way, I'm pretty sure I do have a bit of steak in a chest at the base, so I might go run back and get that there. But what I want to do is, I want to start getting this automatic farm going, and the way we're going to be doing this automatic farm, it's going to block this up, because I know this is not a good idea, what I'm doing here, walking over a hole. What I'm going to do is, I originally said that I wanted it to go run down here, but what I'm thinking is perhaps we could just cut out a huge area here and still make it kind of like a modular thing, like a giant square going in that way. And we're going to be using a villager, a farming villager, which we do coincidentally have one in our farm, in our shop there. So we're going to have to get him out, bring it around here, and we're going to mine out this entire area here. So that shouldn't be too bad. In fact, I've brought my beacon, so we are ready to mine out stuff, and there's a lot of empty space there as well. That's great. It's really, really great. I hope we won't have any trouble with the spawning of zombies and stuff like that. I don't think we will have too much trouble, but if not, we're gonna have to work out some stuff. What I'll do now, guys, I will go and get some stuff. I'm gonna go and mine this whole area out here, and then we'll be back. Here we are, we've got ourselves our super huge dugout area, and look at that pic, have a look at that. It actually was a lot more area than I was expecting. I'll quickly explain to you what's going on here, so you kind of understand what I'm thinking. And what I'm thinking is, I've got an area for 4 different kind of farms as such. I don't know how to, that's me, what I'm doing there with my, my pic is me putting these in quotations. Basically, you know how, for instance, when you have a little patch of water right here, and then you can go 4 blocks out in either direction of that water. So you basically are using a 9x9 area. That's the plan. That's basically what we're doing. We're doing 4 of those. So yeah, that's kind of the most easiest, simple way of telling you exactly how simple this thing is going to be. So we'll have 4 of those, and I'm not too sure if one villager will keep up with it, but we'll find out soon enough, I'm sure. And the reason for this track here is basically to lay out the length of 2 of those farms next to each other. And what this track is going to do is going to have a minecart that goes right through the whole farm, drops all the items off, and then keeps going right through to the other side of the farm and back again. And I'm planning on putting the item drop off on the other side of the farm there. And the reason for that is because I want to make a bit of an item elevator. Does that look a little bit like a villager with the nose, the eye? If we had another one of those there, that would look just like a villager, a little bit of a mouth sticking out. I digress, but I couldn't help but notice that right now. What I was saying is I'll put the item elevator going over there and pop the items coming through this side and back down here. The reason I want that is because I don't want to have all the items in a chest at the front here where it all bounces up to the top and then comes down, kind of like what we have in the spider farm. It just doesn't make sense. So I'd rather have everything come down the chests as opposed to going up the chests. And I mean, I could do that at the front here. In fact, I could do that in the front here. Why am I doing things complicatedly? Oh, well, I guess a good reason for that would be probably to put all the redstone stuff at the back to hide it. There we go. Got a reason. And another thing is, we can't really have too much stuff around here because this is the the front of our sheep farm here. So that's a good idea to keep it all at the back. what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and lay down all these tracks to the other side. Yeah, I hope it finishes on this side because we've got a bit of a ravine, which I did explore. We had a bunch of drop creepers coming everywhere. So I had to go do a bit of torching up there. So that's alright. We'll leave that. We won't... How is there still stuff around? Okay, that must be down under there. I can hear it jumping around in water. Well, what I was about to say is I'm going to go put in all these rails. Then we will put in the dirt. And I think after that, I'll come back and I'll quickly go through how we're going to get these out of the minecart. Because that's a little bit of redstone stuff. And I'm sure a lot of you guys might be a bit interested in that. Okay, so this is what we've done, and I haven't put the dirt in just in case we have to do some changes or anything like that. We'll ignore those sounds. In fact, I'm going to do this, which I'm probably going to regret. We're going to pop that down if we're going to be working around this area here. So what I thought we would do is we need to get ourselves a hopper first, actually. But we're going to be doing the little output from this farm. So how this is going to take out the... all the wheat that we're making. So where is my iron, which I'm hovering over 100 times. There we go. And this is just going into a random block right now. So it'll go into this block over here. In fact, let me just think about it. There's going to be... Yep, that should be alright. We'll put that into that block there. We'll remove that block. It's not really necessary. It was just there for me to have a block to put in. Now, what this is going to do is every time that the minecart comes over here, we'll quickly just demonstrate, it should have enough speed to go over there. Keep going, and it'll stop on that one right over there, and we'll have a block on the other end here just to stop it completely. And it's very important that it actually does stop in this block like this, because as soon as we pop a block, can we pop a block there right now? We can't, because it's actually in the way. But what will happen is the block will actually push the minecart out again. Have they still not fixed up? Yeah, minecart's names. That's ridiculous. So what we're going to do is every time the minecart comes here, it'll stop. All of the items will be removed, but we need to get a way of removing these items. So what we'll do is we will have to put in a little comparator right around here. So we'll put the comparator in maybe, you know what? Yeah, we'll have to put it around somewhere. I don't know if I can place these on hoppers. That could be kind of interesting. Let's give this a try quickly. So we'll need to grab a few more chests. Let's just go... Yeah, 3 more should be alright. What am I doing? What am I doing there? There we go, and we'll just do however many we can. That was amazing. That was not meant to happen. I thought I messed that up. Okay, let's try this again. So we'll take those, pop one of them in over there. Hopefully that's facing the right direction. I'm fairly certain it is. I'm fairly certain we... What? We can do that? I never knew that was a thing. That's awesome. Alright, so every time that this minecart comes over here, we'll just pop that down there. And we'll give it a bunch of things. So let's give it all of things we won't need right now. We'll pop those there. And we'll also put a block over here just so we can properly test this. So there's block. And what'll happen is pretend all these things that we've put in here are wheat. As it goes up to there, it goes there. And I always thought that would measure... No. You know what? I'm in... modded Britannia mode where you can read stuff from the mana pool minecart. This is different. So what I'm going to have to do is make sure... So I'll show you here. Make sure we're reading stuff from the hopper. So we'll pop the hopper into a block in that direction. And what this will have to do over here is actually come back 1 block. Because we're going to have the dirt here. So we'll have to get this going here and get those out. So we'll do that. That there. Get rid of these as well while we're at it. And now you'll see what I'm about to do. So the minecart will come here. We'll have a block on top of there being a dirt block. So we'll have to have it come up over here to a hopper. I'm lazy. This will be the hopper over here facing in that direction there for now. So it'll come up like that and onto there. Is that right? In fact, we don't... Yeah, we didn't even need to put this up. But I'll move it down. We can do the little bit of testing for it right now so you guys know what's going on. So over here, we will have this coming into a block over here. And we will need to put a bit of a comparator around here to detect when items are coming out or going in. So we could have actually just left it there. That's really silly of me. And when items are coming in here, so you can see items are actually coming through, we want this to turn off. So we'll need to put in a torch to block this, and you'll see why, hopefully. So we'll do something like that. We'll put a torch around there. So right now, this track is powered. But as soon as we put stuff in here, like those, and we have to just do this, and I think this is going to give us a bit of a... Yep. We'll have to work that out. I'm not the most amazing, but I'm sure we'll get everything done. I had a pretty good design for this, actually, once before. You know what? We can do something like this. And then... maybe pull it back here. Yeah. We can do something like this. Does that work? No. Tell you what, guys. I'll figure this out. Alright, I'm sure you guys are as surprised as I am to see a bunch of slime blocks involved in this, and I'm sure I've ridiculously over-engineered this, but I think this is a pretty good way of doing it. So, what is happening here? I know a lot of people kind of get a little bit scared when they see slime blocks in Redstone and don't really realize how cool they can be with... I mean, I'm sure I don't know much about these things, but this is one of the first few things I've actually used them for, and they're actually really, really cool. So one thing that we would be having an issue is moving a block, a redstone block like that, on a piston, because when you do have a piston, I'll quickly just show you what I'm talking about. When you do have a piston, for instance, I mean, that one won't stick to it, but if we had a sticky piston, we had a redstone block, it would just stay completely extended once it extended out once. So let's just make one. Let's make one. Now I'll explain to you what is happening here quickly, well, to the best of my knowledge at least. So we'll put that down there, we'll put that one on there. And this one over here currently is not powered. So it should actually be, but it isn't. I'm pretty sure. So as soon as we put something, I think this shouldn't update it. There's not an update required, is there? No. But as soon as we do that, it does power it. And I'm pretty sure this over here is all about bud powering, which I can't remember everything about, but I realize it's to do with these blocks over here. Here and here, like those ones around those edges can still power the middle block. I'm not so sure how. I just know that that is something that happens, and I know whenever something doesn't make sense, it's most probably because of that, when I do, at least. I find 99% of the time, because I haven't done that. I've got something weird going on there. So, back to explanation time. What is happening is, as soon as this thing comes in with items, if it's got no items, there's no worries as well, but as soon as that comes in with some items, it comes up here, pops up onto this, stops, all the items start draining into this hopper immediately. And the fact that the hopper gets the items in immediately means that this gets a 1 signal strength. So the reason I couldn't go pulling redstone around there is because it would just take up a bunch of space. I could have done this with the repeaters, as a comparator with repeaters there, but I thought I'd do it a little bit neater, a little bit smaller, because I hate having like a 3x3 area, because you would have to pull a repeater and then go around. Yeah, I didn't like the idea. I thought I'd try something a little bit different. And that's why we got slime blocks. So what happens is it sends a 1 signal strength, which powers this, and it pushes these up along with that block there. So, you know, slime blocks stick to things, they stick to that, which unpowers this track and allows the minecart to stop. So this minecart will get stuck on this block because it's unpowered. As soon as these things are finished going into this one here, this comparator now has a 0 signal strength. So it sends out 0, the piston retracts, and this blocks back over here to power this. And I'm hoping I did a good enough explanation for you guys to understand what is going on here. So let's give this a few things there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is built in a slime chunk as well, so we might even have some double slime chunks going on here, perhaps. Thank you for all your slime balls. Now, we've got some items in here. We'll show you how it works. We'll push that on. It should go up there, and as soon as it goes up, it should unpower. Just like that. The items come through here. As soon as they come out of that hopper there, that repowers it, goes all the way, and will come and pick up all the wheat that's sitting on top of this future dirt patch over here. When it gets to the end here, by the way, it just goes and does a similar thing to what it does there. It gets stuck in there, but immediately pushes off because it's stuck in a block, and this little redstone powered block goes in that direction. So it's fairly simple, fairly easy farm. I actually don't know whether or not I have enough dirt for this right now. Oh, I stopped it. But that'll be interesting. Hey, another one of these. Come here. The next thing is I'm just going to place all the dirt, and then we're going to have to get a bit of a covering in here to make sure that the villager, which is going in here, doesn't get killed, and also that the zombies can't get in, obviously. But what I was going to say is also that we can get enough light so that they don't spawn in here as well. So can't get in, can't spawn, and then the villager should be able to come in. So I'll get going on this stuff, guys. So, quick change of plans. We had to maybe work out a little bit of a way of getting this in here. And I know you might be wondering, I'm sure a lot of you guys may have picked up before that I was going to run into this problem. But we have kind of figured it out. And this problem is that we needed to put water in the middles of these farms. And water would have to be on the same level as where the rail is. So we couldn't just plop it down on top of rail. We needed to put something in there. And the problem would be that the rail would be broken. We wouldn't have this area in the middle getting picked up. So I've had to work out a way of getting all the blocks around here getting picked up, and I think this way works quite well. I've tested this out full of items. It seems to work without a problem going both ways. So I'm pretty happy, and I thought I'd just bring you guys in if you guys want to check what it's like. If ever anyone wants to build this thing, you can kind of maybe just pause and check what I did over there. I'm sure there's nothing too spectacular, and yeah, just in case someone needed a hand. But what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'll get back to what I said I was going to do originally, which is getting this stuff in. Alright, guys, look at that. I have gone ahead and I've done a bunch of filling in of blocks. I tried to do some stuff with some jungle. I thought it would be an opportunity to use it because I'm not too sure where we're going to use it in our building at the moment. So I thought I'd give it a go. I've gone absolutely crazy with the glowstone as well because we definitely don't want to lose this guy. We definitely don't want to lose whatever villager we put in here. Now what we are going to do is we are going to go and get that villager that I was talking about. And by the way, I'll just jump down here so you guys can see what's going on. I've dropped this one more down, which I think was maybe in the last one, but maybe it isn't. And I've put this whole system, which was one block up, one block down, and it's had to move one block inward this way because of that. Another thing which I didn't say is, you see how we've got these two these droppers? That's just because this item doesn't get moved, and I thought I'd just fill that in, but it's really not meant, it doesn't have to be there. And the other reason I used an extra block, which I'm sure might confuse someone, is because we needed to get this one over. And also, when that one is right next to a piston, it does bud power the piston, so you'll just get it going up and down, up and down, up, down, up, down. And that's not really too useful for us. So that's the reason for that, why we had to move it out one more block. So I'm going to go and head up, and oh, did I bring all the rails that we have? Oh, you know what? I've also turned block sounds down because I had to go recharge my pick at the spider farm, so we don't have any block sounds when we go through this. Let's just quickly turn those on. Just because it sounds weird without them on. Perfect. So what we are going to do is we're going to go and do a little trick, which I think will work, and you guys may have seen me do this before, to get these villagers separated. So I'm going to head off there, and then what we're going to do is we're going to lay a track down. We've only got, 61 rails in total, including the powered and the standard rails. And we're just going to move the villager piece by piece, and we've got a bit of netherrack to do that with. I was also trying to have a bit of a look at how these magma blocks could be implemented in that build downstairs. I haven't really figured out a way of getting them because I don't think they look too good in that respect. I think they've got their place, but I don't think it's in that building for sure. So I don't know how we'll get them to work. I'm still going to work out a few ideas of how we can hide them because I think it'll be pretty cool to play with some of the dimming of lights and stuff like that. Now let's go here, say hello to these guys. We need this guy. And the way we're going to separate him is using stuff which I don't have on me, obviously. But we're going to build a little bit of a track going out here, all the way to that farm there. It's going to take quite some time. But I'll go and grab the stuff I need to separate him, and then we will continue on. Okay, so I have blocked in this area here with these blocks, because I know these guys are going to run out as soon as I get them. This little technique is something we figured out for our wool farm, and I'm thinking it's going to probably do a very good job over here as well. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to be using a piston to remove one guy, not all of them. And I know it's not a big deal because we really, I don't care. But actually, I will get that. We throw those out there, perfect. And we'll throw that out. No one needs that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a piston maybe facing, we'll have to just do something like that. and then pop the piston on like this, and that'll come down to this block. Let's just quickly check out where their hitboxes are. It's F3B, and you can see they are 2 blocks, so we'll have to come one more down. So let's hide that away, pop that on there, drop that in there, and we'll give this one a go. So we do that, go like that. Although, look at this, you can see I can't place a block here, which would maybe indicate that their hitboxes aren't exactly where I think they are. And this guy's being stubborn, so we'll just go and get him from this side. No. There. Thank you. And again. Perfect. So what we're going to have to do is just do something like this. And there we go. We got him up there. Perfect. And he's even gone one step further, and we don't need the second one. I don't have any ender pearls on me. Dang it. Okay, so I'm just going to break this and hope one of these guys... Actually, these guys shouldn't get out. I can do this. Perfect. Drop those guys and do this. Now, the next trick is getting him into a... Move. Move, guy. Hey. There you go. Perfect. The next trick is going to be getting him into a minecart. So that'll be a little bit tough. I think the easiest way that I've seen is putting rails under him and then a minecart. But you can see he just kind of pushes out, which is really, really quite annoying. So maybe we'll try pushing the minecart. There we go. We got him. We got him. Perfect. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and get some seeds, and I'm going to fill up his inventory full of seeds, just normal seeds. And the reason for that is because we want him to plant the seeds downstairs, and we don't want him to have anything in his inventory that'll eventually fill up and make him useless, basically, that he can't pick up seeds. So I'm going to get 8 stacks of seeds. I'm fairly certain he's only got 8 slots for them. So I might be wrong, but I'm fairly certain it's only 8 inventory slots on that guy. But yeah, I'll do that, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, we've got 8 stacks of seeds here, and I'm not too sure whether he'll pick them up in a minecart. So let's just drop that one. And see if we can pick them up. No, he's picked them up, that's for sure. Drop those. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. He already had that 8th one there, so I'm sure he would have picked them up by now. We'll just go in here and listen. Good. No? What? Is this like some glitchy McGlitch thing that he's actually in that minecart? Tell you what, I'll log out and log back in. Alright, it looks like it was just a glitchy thing going on there. Don't worry about that. What I'm going to do now is I'll just block this door in and make a path for us to travel. There we go. Just do something along these lines here. And you know what? I'm just going to go straight over this. I'll fix it in at a later stage. There we go. And actually, we'll just go around, because then he doesn't take any damage. Perfect. So, by the way, since I've put the sky in, you can see when the sun goes down, there's a little bit of like a kind of different texture, well, color that comes from the light, which I don't mind. Actually, it kind of looks a little bit nice. You can see on the whites a lot. And man, that looks awesome. That looks really, really awesome. So, yeah, while we do this path, we may as well have a little bit of a chat about something which should be coming really, really soon. I'm not going to give too much away, but I will tell you that a lot of you guys have asked me to do something like this for quite some time, and I am going to be doing something new on this channel, so I'm not going to say anything more. I'll give you guys a bit of a surprise when it does arrive. It should be very, very soon, but yeah, that's all I'm going to give you, but pretty much the moral of the story so far is be excited. Be very excited. It's going to be awesome. But yeah, I'm going to keep moving on this stuff here. I don't think I will be back until the guy's in there. It's not really too exciting. It's just going to be moving my cart, stopping, redoing, stopping, redoing. It'll probably take me quite a bit of time. So I think I'm going to go get ready, and I'll go and move this guy around there. Alright guys, we are down here again, and we've got our villager in a little minecart. Well, we've got him quite a far away, actually, when I come to look at what we've done. We've been going for quite some time now, and we've got a villager coming in this way now, so he should hopefully be able to fill up those 4 farms. I'm not too sure whether we need to have planted stuff on them already for him to start harvesting and then replanting, or if he will just detect that there's empty farmland and start planting stuff. So let's get ready to remove that. we'll get rid of, actually, we'll put the fence up first. And then we will get rid of the minecart. Perfect. Should get picked up. So let's check what this guy does. I'm just going to leave him for a bit and clean up some of this. But yeah, let's check. Why did he just... Oh, no, he didn't drop seeds. Okay, he's planting. That's perfect. That's actually really, really great. So all we have to do now is just wait around here for him to harvest and make more stuff. So that'll be really, really good while we AFK downstairs in the sheep farm or something like that. We'll do 2 there. In the sheep farm, that'll be really, really good. We'll just get stacks and stacks of wheat. Kind of a illogical, weird pattern. Might be kind of interesting to watch. There we go. We'll just stand here and check out what he does. But yeah, guys, what I was telling you about the secret thing, which is going to be happening soon, let me know. Give me some kind of guesses in the comments section. I'd love to see what you guys think is coming up. But yeah, yeah, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be really, really awesome. So let's have a look at the next thing we have to do. So we've done this. We've got him doing his stuff. He can do whatever he wants. The next thing is we're going to be having to move the items. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to send this hopper into, well, I might even send that hopper going into that way so that we can get ourselves our little what is it called? Dispenser. Dropper. No, dropper. Dropper elevator going up to the top and sending all the items through to, we'll probably put them through to this side actually. We can send some hoppers down here, put some chests up here, and we should get more than enough of this stuff for now. Oh, look, I had to log out. I've got some blocks all around the place. So I hope this guy will be alright. Let me just give him a few more of these. Hope I don't break your farms. Oh, no, I can't. Can't get in there. Oh well, we'll see what happens. I'll just drop those in. Hopefully he'll... You know what's going to happen? It's actually going to get picked up before he gets there. Oh well. Alright, so the next step is, as I say, making the little bit of a storage system. And I'll show you guys what I'm going to do there as well. It's a fairly simple thing to do. And I'm sure a lot of you guys might wonder what it is, so I'll go through it just in case someone's interested. Okay, good. It's not going to come out. Perfect. Yeah, so that's what's going to happen now, guys. So I'll do that, and I'll be back. Alrighty, guys. Now, you'll have a look at what I've done, and I've got 3 villages in here now. 3 farmer villages. And let me tell you, this took quite some time to get these guys in. And now, the reason I needed these guys in here was because that first villager just kept he first planted everything. Then, nothing got harvested. Everything was grown, and it was just standing in one spot, not doing anything. And what I can see is perhaps he had a bit of wheat in his inventory. So I threw a bit of wheat to him and it did pick up, and it wouldn't pick up seeds. I'm not too sure how that happened, but it did happen. So I decided to get another one down. The next one, I came down, I opened the thing, and I forgot to give him the seeds. And that took me forever to find a zombie villager that was a farmer. So that was quite annoying. And then I went straight back up to go look for another one. And I found the next one very, very quickly. And I'm sure it's the guy that's busy doing work somewhere. This guy. I think this guy's doing work, yeah. However, there's a little bit of a problem because we are getting all of this stuff coming through. And I'm gonna have to do something here because they're obviously jumping off and dropping onto there because they tend to come up on these stairs. Oh, that's right. That's not a problem. What I was saying is there's a problem because the guy, I think it could be this guy as well, is picking up the wheat and making bread. So we've got a bit of a bread farm as well. However, I'm quite happy with what we're getting here. I AFK'd for about 6 hours or so, and this is what we got. Now imagine if we had all these breads completely wheated up. I mean, that would be 3 each one. We'd have a bunch of wheat. And I'm not too upset with what we're getting anyway. I mean, that's more than enough wheat for us right now. All we have to do is maybe figure out which villagers to kill. Yeah, you can see there's some wheat over there. There we go. I changed my button, by the way, my zoom button. There. You can see that other one just got picked up as well. But yeah, that's what's happening there. And I'm pretty happy with the way this farm has turned out. I'll quickly just show you what I've done on the elevator, which is right around here. So, you can see it's all working quite fine there. So, all those things have come in there, pumped into this dropper here. And what's happening is, this is the same thing as what we've got down at the bottom in our sheep farm. when there's something in here, it's detected by the comparator, which is given a full strength. So that's 15 signal strength, and then it goes 14, 13, 12. And because this one's lower, it'll just click it over and make it pulse until there's nothing coming out of there. So what's happening is this is also powering this block here, which powers the dropper, which then will I be able to get over? I think I will be. No, I won't. You know what? I will. By the way, I've got a ton of steak now. So let's do that. Come on. And there you go. Then what's happening is as I say, it's powering that other block there. I don't know actually how have I got a torch here? How am I powering that? Oh, you know what? I know I'm powering that block. There's a piece of redstone which is powering into this block, which unpowers that and like just keeps powering everything. You can see. There we go. So each of these droppers here are connected to either a redstone torch or a block, and you can see a few things might get stuck every now and then, but although nothing's happening, nothing's getting stuck here. So it seems to be working fine again. Perfect. Well, we've got a good farm. And then at the top, all we've got is a simple... can I get out of here? Yes. All we've got is a simple little item transfer thing with the... What is that stuff called? Compressed ice. So that's all great. That's all working really, really well. I'm thinking... Look at these guys just doing nothing. Is this the guy that's working? I don't even know anymore. But yeah, I'm thinking... The next episode, we could maybe go into a bit of building again, because I'm really feeling like a bit of building. So I think that's going to do us for today's episode, guys. It's been quite a grindy one for me, actually. I thought this was going to be quite a quick project, but it did take a bit of time, and I don't know, I enjoyed it. I really did. And I think it's going to be really, really useful for us. So thank you very much, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.